delicious, but brilliant. The sweetest feeling for Rotherham United.
Wood's got round the back, and Richie Wood has done it again. It's done. It's Georgie Kelly.
Do me a favour, drop me off in Rotherham.
Hello, everybody. Happy Deadline Day. Happy Deadline Day, everybody. Welcome to New York Talk as we ring in the new year. I don't know. Anyway, Deadline Day. 5 minutes to the clock chimes, till Big Ben chimes, and the window is shut. And it's been a busy day, and it might not be over. It might be still going. Mick's with him first of all. How you doing, Mick?
Yeah, I'm all right, you child.
We are a man down. We are a man down. We may only make a late signing with Tom joining us. I don't know what's happened to Tom, but I'm sure he'll be with us very shortly, hopefully. But for now, you're stuck with me and Mick. Unlucky for some. Thank you all for being with us in the comments. Nice tie. Thank you very much. We make an effort for you. I've gone black and yellow today for the actual, official colours. So thank you. Yeah, we've got 2 signings so far. We obviously have rumours of a third signing coming in, and also rumours of exits. The window slammed shut in less than 3 minutes. Now less than 2 minutes. There is a possibility of extensions. You have these deal sheets you can put in, but let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. First of all, thank you for joining us. Make sure you've liked the episode if you haven't done so already, and give the video a thumbs up, which is what a like is, and subscribe as well. Right, let's just get his ear look, Tom. Oh, it's not. He's here. Look.
Yeah. Hi. I couldn't find my yellow tie, so I had to just grab whatever one I could find and switch and put it on. I do apologise.
Not a problem. Just in time, Tom. We are now less than 90 seconds away from the official end of the transfer deadline day. So yeah, deal sheets have to be in by 7 p.m. Those transfers may be announced hours later. We've obviously seen this before, about 3 years ago when we did a deadline day for 3 hours. Nothing happened until we finished, and they announced 3 signings after we finished recording. But we don't have that problem this time, Mick. We do not have this problem this time. Let's start with the first one before more news breaks. Duncan Watmore was the first one to come through the door. The worst, most boring saga there's ever been in Rotherham United's history. I don't want to say underwhelming, but it is a little bit underwhelming.
Well, we've known about it since November. He signed in November.
Longest signature in the world.
Yeah. It just obviously it took a long time. He's obviously got a lot of middle names or something. I don't know what it is, but look, the manager obviously feels he can do a job for us. We do need some experience. We will need some experience. If the rumours are true that Raggett's going, he's experienced. Kelly's unlikely to play for us again, I would have thought. Jordan Hugel's out for the season. We do need some experience in there, so that's what he brings. The issue, whether he's made of glass or not, is the matter, isn't it? And that is a worry. But whenever we've got cover, it's an experienced head in the squad.
Interrupt you. Sean Raggett has gone. That's probably the last we'll see of Sean Raggett. He has officially gone to Cambridge United on loan to the end of the season. That will be a massive chunk of wages off the wage bill, which is probably playing into the Duncan Watmore wages as well. Because I suspect us not willing to pay so much if Duncan Watmore was what stopped it in the first place. So I think that's played into it. We've probably got enough centre halves as well, Tom. So that's not the end of the world. The third time we expect is probably going to be a striker. So defence is kind of done now.
Yeah, especially after Manny signed. I mean, you're kind of just waiting for the inevitable of Raggett going because, the players that we have on our box are good enough to, stay in this division. With 3 halves, with 2 halves, whatever system you want to play, you have enough people back there to do the job. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see how much, like you say, it's probably gone into the Watmore transfer, isn't it? But Watmore's a good sign. I think anyone would swap Watmore for Raggett any day, really. I think quality-wise, you absolutely would, and position-wise, you need to strengthen that forward line. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Rob Dixon rightly says no way Cambridge were paying all of his wages. No, but even if they're playing half, it's something at least to get off the wages. We're going global tonight. Gaza's watching from Vietnam. We had a comment. Our first comment tonight was from Barossa Valley in SA. He says, hoping we'll sign a couple of good players before deadline to boost our team, especially having dragged himself out of bed at 4 a.m. to watch this.
You
Commitment
madman.
to the man. Mad. Yeah.
God.
There's conversations about Jordan Hugill in terms of how he ranks in Rotherham United's history, Mick. Mark Gamble says Sean Raggett always injured anyway, won't be missed. He's pound for pound up there as sadly one of the worst signings we've had. Which is a shame because
Jordan Hugill or Sean Raggett?
at this point, Sean Raggett.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sad to see him go. Not look. Let's be reasonable about it and realistic about it. He's had a good career. He's had a really, really good career, and he did really, really well at Portsmouth and ended up winning title.
Yeah.
However, as soon as he put that red and white shirt on, he seemed to forget what his feet were for in terms of football, and obviously he didn't do great injury wise either, did he? So
yeah,
I'm not. Look, he weren't up to scratch, was he?
No,
I'm sorry, but he just wasn't. Whether that's age or what, I don't know, but it's good to get him off at wage bill.
it is. Yeah, Liam Kelly's still here at the time. We are 3 minutes past the deadline. Happy new deadline year or something. Liam Kelly is here, obviously, as we mentioned. Deals could have been done 10 minutes ago, but haven't been announced. There is still an hour to go before anything else. What it probably tells you is Kelly is not been released. If you were going to release him out from his contract, agree a deal, a mutual termination, that probably would have been announced by now. So if he is going to leave, it will be to a club for one reason or another. But again, that hasn't been confirmed, which is another chunk of wages that we won't be able to get rid of for the time being. But we're still waiting on potentially another signing. Late playoff push, says Ken Hockey. Absolutely. 17 points is nothing nowadays in football, is it? Kelly Bob says, evening all, let's hope Matt and the boys make it worth your while. One rags, two riches. Rob Dick says, haven't seen anything apart from whispers of Hamsworth driving around Prem teams like Child Catch Up, just bang bang. I look like I'm going to the prom, apparently. Oh, there's worse things to look like, isn't there, to be fair? We like to make an effort for you. It's now tradition. Twice a year we get dressed up. Well, 3 times a year with the end of season award show. The other signing is Lino. Probably Lino. I'd be amazed if it's called Lino, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that one. I have a quick report from a Bristol Rovers fan, Charlie, who did the scout report for us last year. He says, awful defensively. Decent going forward and good technically. He was obviously the side that got relegated to League Two last year. We mentioned this on our chat, Tom, that at best he's going to be a good player and he'll be good attacking wise. At worst, he's going to be a decent squad player. I think we needed that in the defensive areas. It's certainly left-hand side.
Yeah. If he's, I mean, he looks like to be a wing back or a full back. But I mean, if those attributes stick and someone's identified that, he'd work well as a winger, Someone who's technically good and good going forward, then he'd work well as a winger. And maybe that's something else that we should consider as, what he does. But you're right. I mean, at worst, he'll play, sporadically because, Reece James has been proving himself to be quite a warrior and getting through most of the season, even though he is injured. And compete well for him for that left wing back spot because it looks like it's 3-5-2 all the way, as you said, Matt. It's it's nice to have a little bit more competition down that left hand side, not have to rely so much on injuries. And also, if he wants to change the system, he might work well as a left winger, left sided midfielder. So I'm pretty positive about it. I know he went down with Bristol Rovers, but if he looked good in a poor team, then in a hopefully he looks good for us as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Harry, I just feel like James needed a bit of competition on that side. Nice to have. I mean, Reece James has been crying out for help, Mick, for literally 18 months now. Bless him. He's had to play so many games, and certainly last season under Evans, there was occasions where he needed to be taken out of the firing line. And we just couldn't do it. We've now got the option to change things up a little bit, to be a bit more flexible in terms of playing him. So even if it's just from that point of view, it's a good signing.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, Reece James has got a couple of busted ribs virtually, hasn't he? I mean,
Well, exactly.
He's playing in pain every week. And having said that, his ribs ain't going to heal before the end of the season, or they are. If they are, it's going to take a few weeks. So yeah, it's good to have competition, and another young lad who's been trusted to us by a Premier League club. Who knew?
Yeah, it is weird. We're getting these young players. Not sure what to think and feel about it. To be honest with you, it's exciting, but at the same time, you just never know. We do have a space open for loanees. Obviously, that there is the rumor of the guy, the Welsh kid from Manchester United. I haven't got his name in front of me. Does anybody know his name? Bianchieri?
Bianchieri. I don't know.
That's how we're going to say it, but I bet in Italian it sounds so much prettier than that.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just
I'm sure
looks
in
like a
Welsh
beautiful
it
name.
Yeah, I'm sure in Welsh it sounds a lot better. Hey?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll wait for that one. We haven't got any official announcement on that one, and it could be a red herring, as it has been. Tom, just give me your thoughts on Duncan Watmore before we got to come on to anything else. It's somebody mentioned here about him kind of turning down Sheffield Wednesday. Phil Hulley said Duncan Watmore wanted to go to the Piggies until they weren't allowed to sign players. He even played for them. His last semi-competitive game was a game for their under-21s. It's a weird one, Duncan Watmore, isn't it? It's a really odd one. I'll be honest, I don't know how I feel about
it. I feel okay about it. I mean, I think quite obviously we are so low down his pecking order, maybe even the bottom of his pecking order, which means, you know, what you might want it to mean. It could mean that he's, you know, not going to be in it if it's a dogfight or this, that, and the other. But for me, I think it's a positive thing. He's clearly a very talented player that wanted to play at championship level, knew he was good enough for championship level. So dropping down to League One anyway is I think, a coup for us. And also, you know, he's only signed until the end of the season. We all know what this is. This is a squad player with a bit of experience. He'll play minutes, do his job. And you know, if there are any injuries or any, you know, you can't expect Gray and Nombe to play every single minute of every single game for the rest of the season. So, yeah, for me, I think it's a good signing. Whether or not he wants to be here doesn't matter because he's got 6 months and then he's gone. So he's going to put himself on the map, you know, for other clubs, and hope for the best. And then if it does go well, he enjoys it here, you might see him next season. Who knows? But for me, I think I don't think he's ever played in League One. Maybe prove me wrong somewhere. But yeah, it's, you know, for Sunderland, Middlesbrough, Millwall, always in and around Premier League Championship status. So clearly a good player. Still 31, so he's not too old. But obviously injury prone might have stopped him. But I think he's a good player. So I'm happy that he's here. And it's a free. You know, you can't complain at frees a lot of the time.
No, that's true. Harry Davis said Paul Davis providing some great information on deadline day with the pronunciation. It's Lino.
What is it, Sousa?
I don't know.
Sousa.
We've got his first name, if that helps.
Yeah.
Which is Lino, obviously not Lino, sadly, because there would have been a good amount of jokes we could have had with Lino.
Just as well, really. Paula pointed it out, didn't she? With the amount of grief that Lino's getting in this division, then he'd have probably been leaving on first bus.
And that's just from Mick.
That's from me, yeah.
Yeah. Lino Sousa is the... I'm pretty sure it's Sousa, isn't it? It could be Sousa. Time will tell. I guess we might get another tweet from Paul Davis about that.
But again, as a good player, he's one that went through Arsenal and Aston Villa. Clearly, another good player. You know.
And just on the Watmore thing, you know, the lad's got some serious pedigree, hasn't he?
He has, yeah.
He's got some serious pedigree. He wants to play football, and he's now got the opportunities to play football. So, you know,
he wanted to play football, but not for us.
Well,
in the first
place,
he
wanted to play in the Championship, didn't he?
He's here now. And I've got to forget about it. But I didn't. The way it's look, it's not his fault that he got dragged out in public, is it? That's not Duncan Watmore's fault. This should have never been made public. And this heaps pressure on from people like me and other people who've already seen the comments. Because it was public, it's now puts pressure on Duncan Watmore. If he don't perform or gets injured straight away, there's pressure on them that wouldn't have been there in the first place. So that's what's hurt this move for me. That's only my opinion. That's not obviously you guys' opinion.
That, Matt.
It's not passive aggressive at all. It will link by Football League World and all them.
Yeah, but they don't know what they're talking about. That's just a 12-year-old kid sat in his bedroom with a Twitter account. They're absolutely nothing. They know absolutely nothing.
Well, Paul Davis posted about it. I'm not. It's put pressure on him.
Yes, I agree.
What's happened, and the fact he played for Sheffield Wednesday in the 21s, it puts more pressure on him.
Yeah.
Nobody should be bothered that he wanted to push for a move to a championship club. No matter who they are, it doesn't. Anyway. Say it's Wednesday, whatever. But he wanted to move to a championship club. He didn't come off for him. We're still interested, and he's come here because he wants to play football, as Mick said. I'm excited he's joined. If he can stay fit and stay sharp, he was a good player in the championship. So in League One, he should be a cheat code. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm excited he's joining, and I know this is a transfer saga that's gone on for ages, but no one expected it, did they? So again, kind of an exciting one, just because nobody expected it.
I'm a big fan of Duncan Watmore. Previous work, let's put it that way. He's been excellent at Millwall. He was excellent at Middlesbrough. He's kind of one of those that I've admired from afar a lot. I've always thought he's a Rotherham United player, but he's not even old, is he? He's 31. 31 is not old, is it at all? So positive is he isn't Liam Kelly, who's 34, 35, and the legs have completely gone. The question mark in terms of anything else is the fitness. He's not played a competitive game in a year. He's been training, obviously, I think a little bit with us. I think he has trained with us a little bit. And he obviously trained with Sheffield Wednesday as well. So how much fit is it? Is it going to take 6 weeks for him to get match fitness? There's a lot of questions on Duncan Watmore more than that. But we'll see. Time will tell on that one. And that's how time works, I suppose. You can't just know everything all at once. Because that's not how it works. Ab says we've all made our opinions on what more with Zero is back. Let's give him a chance and see what he gets. Absolutely, he's here now. Is he here now? Let's see what happens from there. The transfer window business as it stands, Mick. Let's go from there. Obviously, we've had one departure. I think we've had only one departure, which would be Sean Raggett. Has anybody else departed?
Looks that way, yeah.
And then obviously we have the incomings of Harry Gray and Lino Souza and Duncan Watmore. I feel like I'm missing one. And Adebayo as well. 4 so far, Mick. Would you say that is a positive transfer window so far?
Given the lack of players we've had available to us this season, then I would say it's definitely a positive. You look at the quality as well. You know, we've brought Manny in on his hours. You know, he's a permanent. We brought in the lad from Leeds who, you know, he's been touted as a future England player. I can see why. He's only 17, but he's certainly no stranger to mixing it with the big boys already, is he? You know, he's very, very highly thought of. The lad from Villa, and I don't know a great deal about him, to be honest with you. But he's on loan from another Premier League club. We've got Dan Gorian from a Premier League club. It suggests to me, and I may well now be sort of just clutching at straws here, it suggests to me that our manager and coach is highly respected by a number of clubs in the Premier League to entrust some of their quality youngsters to, particularly Gray, with the hype that's going around that young lad. So whatever, not bad for somebody who doesn't know what he's doing, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Keller says, given lack of funds, it's an amazing window. It's almost like we suddenly came into some money. on the last day of the window.
Really?
Who knows? Phil Hull says we must be a big club now with Fabrizio Romano announcing signs. I mean, look, it can't spell Rotherham.
Yeah, but come on.
Yeah. That was funny.
Give him a break.
He was close enough. I thought it was Rotterdam at first, and he misspelt Rotterdam.
Yeah.
You forget that we've also got rid of the loan players this January transfer window as well. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, nailed it. Yeah, exactly. Decent wages. Tete and Holmes, Tom, would have been on very decent wages. Even if we're paying half, that would have still been a good chunk of wages we've kind of got off the bill. Sorry.
Yeah, Sharif would have been pretty low. You're right, and that was more of a gamble. But yeah, you're right. Tete and Holmes, both established players who signed for championship clubs. I know they weren't in championship when we got them, but that I doubt their wage would have dropped that massively. So yeah, you're probably looking at again 5-6 for both of them, as in 5-6, each. So you're looking at an extra 10, 11, maybe 12 grand with Sharif that you've saved yourself by letting go of these loanies. And look, Harry Gray is just turned 17 and obviously highly prospect, but he can't, he's not going to be on 20 grand a week already, or stuff like that. And likewise with these the other lad, Lino and Manny, that you can't imagine that they'd be on huge amounts either. So yeah, I think it's all positive dealings. I think that we've really touched into the youth market. I've never seen. Last season we were struggling to name a young player of the season, including loans, and this season you're hard to bet. Against the whole squad being 20 to 25. It's remarkable. I mean, look, you love experience in there, but it is good as well to see young kids thriving in this setup. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with all these signings. I think that they're all, they're all they're all kind of positive, forward-thinking, exciting signings. And if this lad from United comes off as well, then that's another one that you add into it. With a bit of pace and power and scoring pedigree, it's all good for me.
Yeah. Richard says the loan players get more time to sign, or does the window slam shut, Richard, at the same time for them? It's just at the same time. There is, again, you get these deal sheets and everything else, and there is wiggle room in terms of when it can be announced and everything like that, but it shuts the same for everybody at the same time. Wes Harding is worth a shout. He hasn't come to us, but we will be coming back to New York Stadium in a few weeks' time. He has signed for Plymouth Argyle. Pretty decent signing for him. I know he's obviously a little bit older than he was for us, but he's not old. So I think that's a good signing for League One as well. Somebody mentioned here Calvin Phillips going to Sheffield United. That's one of the big stories of the deadline day, to be honest with you. That's a ridiculous signing.
Yeah.
It's funny how Chris Wilder always gets his way, doesn't he? I wonder if he stamps his feet and whinges and moans, or
it's a damn good signing for him.
It is for League One. It is a really good signing. Really, really good signing for him. We're still waiting. I need even to hurry up. I had my tea. I delayed my tea to do this. I thought it would be a quick jobby, 20 minutes in and out, and we're still waiting. And we can't do what we did a few years ago and finish early, because we all know what happens. What happens with that. Alan Carcastle says if the signs have a similar impact to Gray, this has been a decent window. Good to see we're bringing youth in. Yeah, experience would be great, but it's what more is arguable. Hope we kick on now. And look, we'll talk about what more along. I think his experience, Mick, is. I think others have been saying that his slots of youth is good, but you need something else with it as well. We don't know what else is coming, but Duncan Watmore will give that experience. For me, it's a bit like a Joe Rafferty in terms of it's not like a woody leader, but he'll just lead by example, lead by energy. And that side of things. And that is something we've kind of missed a little bit, especially when Nombe is that injured. We've desperately missed that attacking area. Yeah,
we have, absolutely. And you've got them with one more. You've got Joe Rafferty at the other end of the pitch, haven't you? And then sitting in between, you've got some absolute, just pure youth. And I mean, Hamshaw said this when he came in, that he wanted to bring down the average age of the squad, bring in some young players, develop young players. Obviously, it's the idea to buy them in the first place. Unfortunately, at the moment, we're having to stick with loans, which is understandable at this level. But the players that he has brought in on permanence, the Ajani Marthas, the Denzel Halls, Adebayoga, and others are potential for the future to bring this football club some money. And while we can attract younger players, they're going to make mistakes. They're going to develop, but it can only be a good thing. It can only be a good thing. You bring in people like Duncan Watmore, and as you said, we've got Joe Rafferty there, and Zach Jules to a degree as well, who's quite an experienced player now, considering the average age of the squad. And Reece James, there's still the experience within it, but you've got that raw talent as well. That sort of absolute raw talent, the likes of Johnny Martha. He's got it. He's got it. He will have it eventually. Sooner or later, he's going to be a hell of a player. And if he was a hell of a player now, he wouldn't be signing for Rotherham United.
No, exactly.
If he was achieving his potential, there's no way. So, listen, there is a clear and obvious plan, in my view. I think, I'm not saying that's a fact. I'm just saying my opinion. But there's an obvious plan to bring that average age down and increase the quality. And it feels to me as this is now I'm sure second window, and he's delivered on both for me.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
He absolutely has.
I agree.
Jimmy Lucas says Hamshaw's doing Radio Chef between now and 8 p.m. I would have thought it'll go on before it, after any signings. So that's hope that gives us a time frame on here. So while we're here, while we wait for something to actually happen again, make sure you've liked this video and subscribed. I can see there's loads of you, literally hundreds of you watching on X. So if you are one of those people, first of all, make sure you followed us on X and get over to YouTube, because if you like this this content, or accent, you know what I mean? You might like the accents as well. I don't know. Get over and subscribe, because it's the same old nonsense going from the weekly basis, bi-weekly, whatever we do through there. This is when we get lost, really, because I don't know what else to talk about until we actually make a signing.
And Mike being positive, because Mike's been quite negative about our prospects this season. If the signings are having similar impact to Gray, he suggests that the transfer window may prove to be a lot more than just decent. I won't criticise you, Mike, because I'm Mr. Negative and all. It must be an age thing, but he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right there. We said it in the summer, didn't we? We were raving about the signings of Denzel Hall and Ajani Martha and others, and then we got into the season and they all got injured, apart from Ajani, who went off to World Cup qualifiers every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and it all went to
pot.
A bit of a mess because of those injuries. We're now getting them back slowly but surely, and the performances have improved over the last 3 games. It's only 3 games, There's and the wheel could come off again, but the quality's shining through for me, I think, anyway, or starting to shine through. There's still a long way to go.
Yeah, it's interesting to look at other teams, by the way. Barnsley have obviously lost Davis Keeler-Dunn, but they've only brought in Tom Bradshaw. So Barnsley aren't that far away from unless Barnsley have got something up their sleeve. That's an interesting window for Barnsley when we speak to some of the fans. But we've lost nobody. We've lost not a single good player, and we've brought in at least 2 players, as in Gray and Adebayo, improvers. That's obviously doesn't include the players that are already through the door and potentially through the door as well. It feels like we've had a pretty good window. Obviously, we don't know until things start happening. So yeah, Mark Gummels, what's for tea? I think I'm doing chicken burgers. Nothing exciting. Really boring, actually. Adam Hardcastle says, important question, does what more like Terry's chocolate orange eggs? That's the real one. That's the real question, and that'll just tip Mick's opinion one way or the other. If he doesn't like them, then the Sheffield Wednesday things come back up again from Mick, without doubt, don't they? So
the guy's got the same colour hair as the filling, so I'm guessing he does.
Okay.
Okay.
Who knows? Fair. Fair enough. Apparently, Matt, I'm sure, is on Radio Sheffield now, which is pretty selfish. You've gone on Radio Sheffield, which we can't listen to because we're here, and you also haven't announced the signings. So Matt Hamshaw out, I think is
100%. He could have come on here.
Because
to Radio Sheffield. There's probably more people listening to this than there is listening to Radio Sheffield at the moment. I'm not going to lie.
okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Pat yourself on back a bit.
Anyway.
You are?
I said, looking at the numbers on my screen, I think that's probably close.
Before anything comes through, Tom, talk to me about how kind of this leaves us the season. Obviously, points on the board is what matters. We are out of the relegation zone. We will be back in it tomorrow because of how the fixtures have fallen. But with this window, I mean, they are in without the window, but with this window, you surely fancy us to go on and have a really boring mid-table season.
You take that now, though. 100% you take that
course.
now. And look, I mean, this season was always going to be difficult. And no, I don't think anyone predicted us to be within a shot of the playoffs or anything like that, because so many players are still out of contract next season. And I think it's tough to sit here and say that the last two transfer windows have been bad, because they've not. As Mick said, alluded to before, they've been excellent, this one and summer. So look, if we get mid-table this season, it just means that next we can go into next season stronger, because a poor start to the poor first half of this season, if you end it with a strong second half of the season, you go into that next season hopefully with an even stronger start. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. I'll take a mid-table finish any day now. But every team's crap in this division. We always say it. We could genuinely beat every team in the division from now until the end of the season. Not saying we will. I'm not saying it's even possible. But that's how bad the league is that anyone can be anyone. We could do that and then end up in the promotion places. So who knows?
Yeah. So people.
I've got a cold. I'm so sorry.
We've got people caring about us. We've got people caring. Tom wants you to blow your nose. And we've got Paul asking somebody to bring me a Kit Kat for some blood sugar. So we've got the best listenership in the world. I think that's my opinion. Two more. I'm sure is saying. Now, only one of those can be permanent. It can be a loan. Sorry, we have one loan space available. Now, this begs the question: where's this coming from? Because loans, anybody can do a loan. There's obviously money involved in a loan. But where is the money?
Could be a free agent. It could be or it could be a case of like what we did with Manny, where it's, we'll pay X, Y, and Z if A, B, and C happens. But you can't imagine that A, B, and C is going to be reasonable. You're probably just going to assume that A, B, and C is if they make 50 appearances this season or something like that, where you're trying to negotiate under the radar, where it's just impossible to do. We'll see. But you're right. I think I just can't see it being a big money move, because as you say, who are you meant to actually where's this money come from, as you say?
Can you imagine, by the way, Josephine says Gore or Jamal on a permanent. Can you imagine we announced Dan Gore on a permanent? Oh, can you imagine? But yeah. Look, there was the Matos link yesterday. Was it Alan Nixon? Again, be careful of who you trust, because some people argue with pies.
Oh, it's been announced. Gabriel,
what's been announced?
The Bianchini.
Why am I not getting notifications through? And Tom is. This doesn't seem fair, does it really? So I'm going to read you a sentence that I never thought I would read ever. Gabriel Bianchi chose Rotherham United have beaten Real Betis to a signing.
Yeah, that's crazy. But you know what? That's even more positive news for us, because it wasn't like the lad got a chance. It wasn't like both options. United turned down the option for him to go permanently, as opposed to loan him out somewhere. So United think of him that highly that they want him to be part of his part. They want him to be part of that first team development squad. Or later on down the line, they think they can get more money for him. So I think that personally, that's a good thing. Obviously, Seville over Rotherham over Seville as well.
No question. But, yeah. What the club will have done is UEFA video that it did for Women's Euros. They'll have just shown him that
Yeah.
Uh,
No, you don't need to come, mate. You don't need to come down yourself. It's
No.
fine. No, don't worry about that.
I mean, this kid is allegedly something really special. Allegedly, I think he was from Cardiff originally. I've seen some Cardiff fans talk about him.
You not tell by the Welsh name.
Yeah, well, so Manu are seriously excited. Manu fans are seriously excited about him. I mean, seriously excited about him. He is Welsh, obviously has an Italian name, but that's not unusual. There's some very famous Welsh people with kind of Italian names in the past as well. So I assume there's some heritage there. I have no idea. So yeah, Adam Harcast, do we think he's in Roundwood yet? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, so we're still talks of one more. Gabriele Banchieri is obviously the most recent one, loaned till the end of the day. We don't know where we're going from here. Obviously, this is the Manchester United attacking striker. It's exciting on that, Nick. You got Sam Nombe and Duncan Watmore with the experience to boot, and then you've got two young kids, two wonder kids. As what they both are. They're literally both wonder kids. Yeah. That is the least Rotherham United transfer window I have ever seen in my entire life.
If you take those two in isolation, forget everything else, and you've got Harry Gray and this young lad, one from Leeds United, arguably a world-class football club, and one from Man United, obviously a world-class football club, both of whom are entrusting us with what is potentially their future strikers. I mean, it's when you put it like that, it's mental. We don't do this at Rotherham United, or we haven't done in the past. And I don't want to keep saying it, but I just feel it's necessary. You know, this wouldn't happen if Matt Hamshaw wasn't the respected coach that he is. I keep saying it, and I'm going to be boring with it. I don't give a toss, quite frankly. He is the draw. He is the draw as far as these players are concerned and these football clubs are concerned. So, whatever you want to say about what's happened so far, we always knew this season was going to be a struggle. We always knew it was going to be a rebuild. Some people, in my view, and it's only my opinion, some people don't seem to have the bottle for that fight. I've said it before on this podcast. You know, it was always going to be really, really tough. But we've now had two transfer windows, and the players that have been brought in are either the permanent ones are really, really looking good for the future for us, as far as we're concerned, in terms of bringing them on and selling them on. And the players that we're bringing in on loan are players that, one, we can develop for high-class football clubs, top-end Premier League football clubs in some cases, Aston Villa, Man United. That's unheard of, but they can bring, some success for this football club as well. It's all positive. We're not looking at, players who are 32, 33-year-old. Well, we'll have him because he once played in Championship, or the likes of Johnson Clark-Harris because, he scored a couple at this level before, but he's 32 or 33 or whatever. It's forward-looking as far as I'm concerned. And look, we wouldn't be in this position now if the manager weren't the manager, in my opinion.
What? I'll agree with that, and I'll say Hamshaw for me is still yet to sell me as a manager. I think he's still got a long way to go in regards to being a good manager. But as a coach and someone who has connections within the game, I don't think you get much better, especially at League One level, because so many players are coming to us because of the manager and who he is and his links within the sort of community and footballing community and those academy level Premier League clubs, etc. It's just he's I don't think that's ever been in disrespect. I've never called him out on that. I think in regards to his sort of status and reputation in the game as for developing young people, young players, is even Premier League clubs have heard about it. So I think the reason why we're getting all these players is because of him personally. But as I say, if he can't back that up with performances and results, which he's starting, maybe it's starting to happen now. But that's why I'm saying he's still not sold me yet as a manager, but as a coach and a that I think there's no disputing his reputation and how good he is.
Yeah, this season was all about stability, weren't it? All about stability, all about just kind of setting the foundations. And there will be a lot of people saying, "Oh, you've signed loads of young loan players from other clubs. How is that building the foundation?" Well, it's building the club up as a good place to come. If Harry Gray comes here and bangs in 10 goals but now end the season, you don't think every other Premier League club will be looking at Rotherham United and going, "Well, our youngster, if Harry Gray has gone there and done that, or Bianchi or whatever it's called, has come here and done that, or Jamal Baptiste has gone there and done that." I know.
Way to butcher the Italian.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I'm sorry. Sorry, Gabriele. But do you not think every other club that's got a good young player is not looking at that club and going, "Actually, I wouldn't mind sending my best young players there." We had this under Paul Warne briefly with a couple of Arsenal players. Matt Amshaw's brought it back instantly. Rob Scott in the past, although people have talked about Rob Scott having really good contacts in the game, this appears to now be a match made in heaven. But Mick, you have to do it on the pitch.
Yeah.
If we end up 23rd this year, it's almost pointless, all of this, because that foundation disappears because none of the players will have played well if we end up finishing 23rd. So we have to get it right on the pitch. No, it is exciting, but the football thing is obviously the most important side.
Absolutely, of course it is. Of course it is. And Hamshaw and his team and Rob Scott are not just going to sit back now, put their hands behind their head and feet up and go, now we've brought some decent players in, we'll be right. That's not what's going to happen, is it?
No.
So yeah, of course, what happens on the pitch is important. I think it was Rob put in the comments earlier on as well. We've 7 points from 3 games and the outlook changes, and it does up to a degree, but it's not about that, is it? It's not necessarily just about the last 3 games. We've had a shocking run, 9 defeats, 8 defeats, whatever it is on trot. It was dreadful. However, we were told right at the start of the season, and every single time we had another injury, once we get our players back, then we'll start to play some football. We've got our players back. We've started to play some football. We've now made some additions. We've got rid of some deadwood in Sean Raggett. I'm sorry, Sean, but we have.
Yeah.
And we've got some younger, more exciting, more hungry players in to fill that void. So, yeah, there's going to be some more injuries. Yeah, there's going to be some more defeats. Yeah, it's going to be tough. We always knew it was good. Most of us knew it were going to be tough. And we've just got to batten down Ashes, get behind them, and this team has got enough quality to stay well clear of the position that we're in at the moment. We're in this position because of injuries and some naivety on part of the management team in terms of formations and the way that we've played and everything else. That's why we're in this position. The question is now, are they going to learn from it? And what are these additions going to bring to the party?
Yeah, I agree. Matt, we have been on here, so we haven't listened to the interview. Michael Miller saying that he thinks Matt Amshaw sounds as upbeat as he's ever heard him. So that's interesting. And again, I just wonder what's changed. This has gone from a football club whose chairman wasn't interested 2 weeks ago, literally 2 weeks ago, and now we're kind of pulling out of the stops and potentially bringing 4 players in on deadline day. That's really interesting. I'm interested to know what's happened and what's changed at the football club in what is a relatively short space of time. I have just had a message that I think is quite important. It says, "Tell Tom to sort his effing tie out."
I had it so last minute that I haven't even seen what it looks like in a mirror. The first time I saw it was when I hopped on her. I do apologize. I promise you, I don't wear it like this often.
In the nicest way possible, you look like a fella that's on his way to court.
Yeah,
that's just because no, I would not accept that. That's just because of
I've got a message from the same person says he looks like Mick is defending him in a COVID Zoom court.
You already look like a judge yourself.
I've got a yellow tie on. You can't be judging a yellow tie. Come on, man.
All right, thanks.
Um,
There goes this suit.
Harry says, well, I've heard rumours of investment to be announced later this week. Ooh. Yeah, look, we'll send Mick. Mick's retired at the moment, so if we hear any rumblings of investments, we will send Mick on to do some investigation. Mick's got a dossier.
I've actually done a bit of research, so we'll see how it plans out.
Yeah, let's see what happens. There's obviously rumours that's going on, but yeah, let's kind of see what happens with that. We are still waiting on a potential fourth signing. We do this every single year. We should know by now to have material to fill the empty times in. But again, if there is a fourth signing, it's a permanent signing, Mick. It literally can't be a loan. It could be a short term till the end of the season. But I just think that's pretty unlikely. To be honest with you, if there is a fourth signing, you would expect it to be kind of a proper signing, a 3-year deal kind of thing, rather than anything else.
You would hope so. Because with the great, how many loans have we got now? We've got Dangor.
5.
We've got 5. Are you allowed? Is it 5 in your matchday squad or 5 in your squad as a whole?
You're allowed 6, but only 5 in the matchday squad.
Matchday squad. Yeah. We need permanence, obviously.
Yeah.
In an ideal world, you wouldn't have any loan players. They'd all be permanent, but that's not going to be the case for us. But yeah, it needs. If there is another one, what position are we looking to fill?
Well, Tom's asked that. What position? What position do we want? Richard says, "What position do you want?" Tom, what position do you want?
Winger, 100%, 100% a winger. We're playing with Rafferty as a right wing back. We're playing as when we do go to wide players, we're playing Martha out there with one of McWilliams or Gray or someone else. So we need wingers. We need pace. We need power. We need collectors that are fit. No offense to Coletta, I think he's a fantastic player, but you can't rely on him to stay fit. Unfortunately, I know that this last injury is a bit more of a similar to Gore. You can't help it, can you? He's just been kicked. But yeah, I want someone direct, pacey. An Ogbeni back would be amazing. Not back, an Ogbeni type player. Sorry, I should say. Yeah. Sort of, that Coletta-esque, because what Martha does well isn't his pace, isn't his power. It's the trickery. It's the technical aspect of him. If we can get him out wide, it'd be good. But yeah, it's got to be, for me, someone with a bit more. We are lacking in some serious pace at the top end of the pitch. Apart from Nombe, because Harry Gray's got a turn of pace, but he's not rapid kind of player. For me, you just got to. I'd love someone who's just gonna get you off your seat again, because it's been a while since we've had players like that. Martha was one I thought that we'd be getting, but it hasn't turned out to be. So hopefully it's someone with a bit of pace and power. But I mean, if it's this Matos that people seem to keep mentioning, that'd be an outrageous signing. Personally, he's not played below championship level. He's only 21. Chelsea rated him. If it is him, that'd be on a permanent. That'd be extraordinary. But if it happens, I'd be blown away, because I can't see it happening.
The Matos one would be ridiculous. He signed for Sheffield United in September for £1 million. If it is Matos, that would be a ridiculous permanent signing. I thought he might come in on loan. I think. Well, let's wait and see.
Would you mind if a sixth loan came in?
Yeah, I think it'd be a problem. Yeah, I think it'd be silly. You're restricting yourself. We haven't got the biggest squad as it is anyway. I think you're just restricting yourself.
Yeah, you are. I agree with that.
Had us a huge improvement on Charlie at the last minute in the window. I mean, somebody mentioned I had a little bit of a Steve Evans previously, but I don't think it's just Steve Evans we should be talking about. Matt Taylor was exactly the same in both in all his windows. It was at the football club. Yeah, Liam Richardson wasn't backed, but it was the same kind of vibe from Liam Richardson, and to an extent Paul Warne as well. I know he tried a little bit, but it was often players at the older end of the scale that Paul Warne signed. This is as exciting as it's been in terms of the profile that we're bringing him.
I don't. I mean, it feels to me, dare I say it, that we've gone into it with a bit of a plan.
It does, doesn't it?
That's how it feels.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not trying to be smart here. I'm not. That's not to say the other managers who went into transfer windows didn't have a plan. But this time it feels like there's a clear and obvious plan as to what they're wanting to do with the football club and what they want to do with the signings. So it's there and it's obvious. Matt Taylor wants to go for experience. Steve Evans wants to go for experience. Liam Richardson didn't really have 2 minutes to do anything. But we're going down a slightly different route here. There is some experience, but there's also some raw quality. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. In terms of who we should sign, I'm here with Joey Zafiend. It needs to be somebody who will fit in exactly the same profile as Jamal Baptiste. He needs to fit in that shape, exactly that shape, look just like him, have the same name. That's the position I'd like to fill permanently. Just saying.
Okay, fair enough. Are we done with strikers though, Tom? I suppose that would be the next stage. What have we got now? 3 strikers.
We've got
Nombe,
3.
Gray.
We've got 3 with Martha that can play up there, I guess. And this system that Hampshire wants to play is 2 strikers, but you can change it to have 1 striker. So both the new lads can play on either wing. So that's again a positive. If we bring in a forward player, that would work for me. A winger who can do a job as a striker, like a Martha. What more? We got 4.
Of course, what more? Sorry, 4.
Yeah, we got 4. I genuinely forgot that we signed him. We've got 4. Perfect, fine. All of them can do a job out wide. All of them can do a job through the middle. If it's up to me, I'd play Gray and Nombe through the middle with Watmore off the left, and I don't know, new lad, fresh legs. I think we've got all the strikers we need. Like I said, I'd love a winger. I think a winger would be fantastic. But I honestly.
Or a Benson kind of player. We're missing a Benson kind of player.
We've got the rattiness. Powell's started to provide again in regards to his sort of playmaking ability. But off the ball, our midfielders are fantastic. On the ball, they're all nice. They're all good technically, but they've not got a killer pass like Benson does. They haven't got that, free kick within, 20, 25 yards. A Benson type is going to put that in. So, another midfielder would be great. Although having said that, we do have an abundance of midfielders. So unless, you get a certain Liam Kelly out, a new midfielder would be. Well, I think personally the squads, if everyone's fit, great. I think genuinely at this moment in time, you're looking at a squad that can do it really. That everyone can play in each of those positions. But an attacking midfielder would be great, who can sort of more technically gifted, who can make stuff happen, score goals.
Yeah, absolutely. There's also Tom K. I think it's an interesting point. If we sign a midfielder, I'd be worried about a serious Dango. It could very well be that Dango's got a semi-serious shoulder injury, and then you do need to replace that Dango, which could be the case if with this new guy coming in, which it's so early we don't know. But having said that, with Matt Hamshaw's tone, I'd be surprised if Dango's seriously injured. Because if Dango was seriously injured, I would have expected his tone to be slightly different. But how important a good Dango.
It'd be interesting if we do. You know what? I'd say it would be interesting if we do get another loan, because you would have thought there's probably more chance of us signing one of our loan players than there is us risking 6 loans, if that makes sense. I think people are getting very optimistic about us signing Gore and Baptiste, but if the next signing is a loan signing, I'd be very surprised if we don't then announce that one of our loan players has been signed on a permanent, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does, absolutely.
Who's your choice then? If that was the case, who would be a choice? Would it be Baptiste or Gore?
I think Gore, Gore, 100%. His ceiling is a lot higher than Baptiste's, in my opinion. But having said that, I think we're more realistically going to get, it would be Baptiste more realistically.
You're going Baptiste.
You're a big Baptiste, aren't you?
Yeah, I would go Baptiste every day of the week. Dango's a really, really, really good player. Really, really good player. But I think in his position, I think Jamal Baptiste stands out head and shoulders above virtually anybody I've seen this season in that position. He could quite easily cut it at the level above, and arguably the level above that as well. He is just absolute quality, that lad, and his potential is just huge. It's absolutely huge, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I know I accept that Dango's is, however, because of the type of player that Dango is, you know, there aren't many opportunities in Championship, Premier League for your niggly, ratty little central midfielders. You know what I mean? It's more of a. I don't know. Anyway, there you go. Just saying. That's just my view.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you everybody for being with us. Make sure you subscribe. We will keep going until we know we're done. Again, honestly, I thought this would be a quick jobby. I thought we'd be in and out. Jobs are good, but we are committed. You know what I mean? We've shown before we're committed. There's nearly 1,000 people watching this, by the way. There's nearly 1,000 people watching. So
there's 1,000 people going to comment on my tie and prison-like outfit.
Correct?
Yeah.
Correct. So make sure you've liked if you haven't done so already, and make sure you've subscribed. I can already see the subscribe numbers have jumped up already, as they often do with these kind of shows. So thank you, everybody. This won't go out as a podcast. It will just stick as a YouTube-only thing because I'll need to eat when we're done, to be honest. So I ain't got time. So you have to go. Tom, before we kind of news comes through, you went on yesterday's show. So this gives you an opportunity to kind of, after the instant reaction, how we feel about the game.
Good. Excellent. Some people were saying that we were a little bit negative in that post-match. I wouldn't say that we were negative. I think that was a 4-0 that, again, in still in hindsight, flattered us. As I said, the 0 didn't flatter us. I thought we were excellent defensively. 4 goals is always fantastic, but I think Exeter lost their heads for about 5 minutes, and we capitalised so well on it. I think they were fuming about the foul not being given, which was a foul. And then they were still fuming when McWilliams put Gray through. And then by that point, you're 3-0 down, and you're wondering what the hell's gone on. And then Nombe's gone up the other end and made it 4. So don't get me wrong, 4-0. Maybe it didn't flatter us because all those goals were great goals. We took the chances. We saw out the last 20 minutes well because, you know, you forget that there's still 20 minutes to go, and we kept a clean sheet. Could have easily took our foot off the gas, which we did going forward a little bit, but defensively stayed really switched on and concentrated. That back three was good. I really like that back three. But there were still points of that game, as we mentioned, the last 10 minutes, the start of the 20 minutes of the second half, which were iffy. Which and look, I know we scored 3 goals in that formation, but I still don't like it as a formation. It just doesn't work for me. I think that we still this kinks that we haven't ironed out yet that teams are exploiting, and yeah, for me it's something that I think we can play better in different ways, and I think I'm frustrated. I was frustrated as well because that was a performance and a team that can put out that performance. Sorry, that made no sense. That was a team that can put out that performance, but for the last 12 games hasn't done. Whereas now it suddenly did. It's like, what? Where has that been all season? It was excellent. So good to watch. I even watched it the day after again. I don't know why. It was excellent, and every one of those players could have been, honourable mentions for man of the match. Obviously, I think I gave mine to McWilliams in the end, but there was a dozen. Even the lads that came on, I thought Yearwood was excellent. Thingy was excellent. Manny. But I just know that we can still keep this up, keep the momentum going, and I just hope that we stay in a formation that works. And if that's the 5-back, whatever, 4-back, whatever, just I know that these players are good enough to put out 4-0 performances like that, and they deserve to as well, because this is the first time in a long time, personally for me, that I want to back the team because I like the players that are playing for us. There's no big egos in there. There's no, there's sort of, you got your ratty players like your Spence and your Gores who are, you can get behind because they do the tough side of the game, and you you like seeing that. And then you've got your sort of non-bays, your Greys coming through. It's a team that I can get behind more now. And it's such a shame that we're where we are in the league, because this window being 14th, 12th even, without that really poor run of fixtures. And honestly, after this window, you'd back us for the playoffs, because it's that, I think it's that good of a window personally. But having said that, now we're hopeful for a mid-table. So yeah, let's see.
Yeah, possibly. Mark says those comments on why you're dressed for prison, Tom.
I saw that and I tried not to laugh at it, but it completely messed up my flow because it was such a joke. I hated it.
Yeah. Look, some people don't agree. That's fine.
Yeah, I just want to. I wasn't being pessimistic or negative or anything like that. I was just trying to be more realistic in that it was a 4-0 win, and it was a good 4-0 win, and I loved it. But I just hope that we keep it going, we keep the momentum flowing. Yeah,
I agree. It's all about what happens next. Stockport have re-signed Louis Barry.
Jesus.
That's a great sign for League One. I mean, thankfully we don't have to play him, do we? I think we're done, aren't we, with Stockport? Yeah, we don't have to play him. So that's good news. But that's a hell of a signing for League One. Sign Stockport up for the Championship next year. That's what I think about that. That's brilliant. Go on, Nick.
Is it on a permanent?
No loan.
No.
You're a couple about him being a diving so-and-so, Mick, or something.
Yeah, well, he's in it. It's cheating it. So whatever. Don't care.
He's a good player, though. He's a good player.
Great player.
Yeah, whatever. Just so you know, I have a source that tells me. Oh, I put it in Discord group. Lights are off at New York Stadium. They are no longer on. Well, they were on from about 5 o'clock earlier. So I would suggest any PR stuff that was going to be done has already been done.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think so. But we know you can't do that. You wouldn't have thought it would still be going on at this stage, would you? In terms of because of how we're far away from the window. The window closed almost an hour ago.
It didn't, though, did it? It slammed shut, Matt. Come on.
Of course it's well. It can't have slammed shut because we've snuck one through, and we might even sneak a second one through. So somebody's not shut it properly, have they? There's a draft still coming in.
We had this conversation last night.
We did. Tom, what's your view on it? How about slamming windows shut and things like that? The transfer window feels like it can only slam shut.
Yeah, I just know about slamming bars shut. That's about it for me.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think it. Yeah, I think it's slammed shut. I think that's pretty.
I don't think we need to give that much thought, Tom. Really, do we?
No.
Well, we've got time to kill until we announce a signing. So,
can I be completely honest? I was trying to think of a witty comeback, and I just failed on all counts.
Yeah.
So I kind of left it as is. I answered it genuinely. Andre Gray signed for Port Vale. That's a throwback.
That's an interesting one. Andre Gray and Martin Shreve together is an interesting combination, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that is interesting. That is very interesting.
Yeah. It is very interesting.
Boring.
Moving on.
You
can always trust Wayne. What?
That's pretty good.
You want me to read it out?
No, don't read that one out.
Okay.
It's all allegations. It's all allegedly.
All allegedly. Jaffa cake, biscuit or thingy? Biscuit or cake?
Oh, well, come on.
Go on then.
What?
Jaffa cake. It's in the name.
Fine. Yeah, I agree.
Me.
I don't think
Is this what we've got to? Because we're waiting just to see if anything else happens.
Yeah. It is.
Fine.
Let's try and talk about chocolate orange again. I can bring up the chocolate orange chat again if you like. I feel like we've done that though.
I think we've nailed that one. We've nailed it.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Phil Hulley says Rotherham over Seville any day. I mean, we've got the Arc Cinema and Parkgate Shopping. What more do you need?
Exactly.
Of course.
Exactly. I mean, despite the fact that the Arc Cinema place has been dug up again, hasn't it? For third or fourth time.
Has it?
Yeah. So we're in paper other day apparently.
Fair enough. Jamie Wilkerson says play the video of Tom singing a taxi. That'll fill some time.
Nope.
It's not as good as you might think.
Video.
No offense, Tom.
Yeah, it's not a good video. Nobody would find joy in it. Nobody would, especially not me.
That is absolutely not true. That is absolutely not true. I would find joy in it, Tom. I found joy in it when you sent it me, and I would still find joy in it now. It was great.
Yeah, I actually forgot it existed until just then, so I'm glad that along with all the other evidence presented tonight.
Yeah, we've somehow ticked over to 8 o'clock. That was interesting, wasn't it? Nothing. That's just the time.
Oh, I thought you meant that something must.
No.
So what's the rules that it has to be done before 9 p.m.
Yeah, so you've got to submit a deal sheet, and I think you get a 2-hour window to then complete it. It's like the deal sheet is basically say you've got something, a deal in the pipeline, basically. It's basically agreed, and then you get time to kind of work out the kinks, work out the proper paperwork and whatnot.
So what do we know about this Matos lad then? What do we know about him if indeed he is the final piece in this jigsaw?
He spent last season on loan at Oxford and managed to keep them in the Championship. He played 20-odd games for them.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it was single-handedly, was it?
Well, he played his part, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, I know that.
20 times for Oxford last year. He also played 19 times for Huddersfield in 2024. So it must have been the season before. Mick, if you're interested, Hammarby are selling somebody for £10 million to somebody in Serie A.
Are they really? Who?
Let's just come up on live score. Nobody we know. Lado is called.
Oh, right, okay.
Moving on. He has played 8 times for Sheffield United this season, so it's not like he's not played at all this season. Transfer market puts him his ability to play everywhere, just literally everywhere.
Replace Dawson for a bit then.
Yeah,
he could probably do Dawson's job. When we find his stats for the current season, mainly midfielder, basically. So again, transfer market's not the greatest thing you can do, but 34 times in midfield, 30 times in defensive and attacking midfielder, played as a winger 15 or so times. It also puts him down as playing as a striker a handful of times as well. So he's just a versatile central player.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Yeah,
that's what I know from him. There was a quote from Matt Hampshire which I've just ticked off my screen because Mick started asking me questions, which doesn't really.
Forgive me.
Really,
I think
basically said that they submitted the documents. They submitted the paperwork. So this was 24 minutes ago. So this is after the latest signing. So I'm hopeful we have submitted the paperwork. I can't talk too much about it until it happened, but it's another one we're quite excited about.
And that'll be the permanent. But yeah, I mean, it could happen anytime between now and 9, right?
Yes.
So yeah, are we going on for another hour?
I feel like we're committed to. No,
God,
we did it previously, haven't we? You know, if we do it and then he signs 10 minutes later, we'll look like clowns, won't we?
This is the problem, isn't it? And like you said, it's happened so many times before.
Yeah,
I don't think you've got any choice, Tom.
No, you haven't got any choice. No, but Tom Kay is going to keep giving us comments to things to talk about. Is Jack Holmes still here? Yes, Mick. Jack Holmes is still here. And it's almost a shame just for Jack Holmes, really. I think he falls into a category of probably Dan Gorge, Mal Baptiste. He just needs to go away and play games, and that's what they've kind of found from Man United and Sheffield United is go and play games, get some experience. McGuckin did it, obviously got injured, but I still think the loan was beneficial for him, and I think Jack Holmes falls into that same category. He's just not going to play games here.
No, absolutely. I think you're absolutely right. He definitely needs some game time. There's a player in there, whether he's League One standard or not is another matter entirely. But he's a player that definitely is. Can he be loaned out to non-league outside the window? I think they can, can't they?
Yeah, the window for the non-league is they can permanently sign him. Technically, I think their window's open till about March, April time.
Yeah. So that's a possibility. You're right. He needs to play. He needs to play some games, and genuinely looking at the quality that we've got, if everybody's fit within the squad, he's not going to get a look in.
No,
he's just not. and I feel for the lad. You know, he got signed, but then didn't get played.
Yeah,
which didn't help him, and it's not helped his cause to develop in any way. And I get the feeling that Matt Hanshaw didn't really fancy him. He's not a Matt Hanshaw kind of player. So maybe there's been efforts to offload him in this transfer window, and we've not been successful. I don't know. Or maybe he wants to just keep him on just in case the injury situation worsens again. But even at its height, you know, he still wasn't really getting a game.
Yeah.
So it's a strange one. It's a strange one. I don't really know whether there's perhaps an issue with contracts. I don't know what it could possibly be, but he certainly needs to play some football, and I don't think that's going to be at Rotherham United.
No, it's not. Harry says if you're playing 4-3-3, he is the only recognised winger at the club. Yes, he is. Tom Kay apparently is the only outfield player we've had since the start of the season that hasn't been injured. I don't think he was injured last year as well. I may be wrong on that one.
But again, he's not really. But is that part of the problem? Is he not training hard enough? I don't know. I mean, that sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? Is he not training hard enough to get injured? But I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a shame. We'll obviously see him a bit between now and the end of the season. But it might be done twice more. You know, you're talking less than a handful of games that he will play for. I think it was a bit of not a panic re-signing, but him and JJ last summer, Tom, were, well, I know my budget's been cut, but I need bodies, so I'm going to re-sign them because they're free anyway. We're not to pay for them. And JJ has obviously not worked out because he's injured. McGuckin, same thing, went on loan, sadly got injured. Jack Holmes has stayed fit, but just not kind of hit the standard at the minute.
And I also think we're probably paying them both peanuts, especially JJ's renegotiated deal, and Holmes wouldn't be on much more. We're probably paying him $1,000 a week. Yeah. And look, I mean, $1,000 a week, you know, $2,000 a week, maybe makes a difference in the long run. But for that moment in time, to sign him for an extra year, it was only going to, you know, cost you. It wasn't going to cost you a lot. So for me, it works. It works out. They were already at the club. I think Hanshaw really liked JJ. I don't think that was a signing that. I think he wanted to make that one. I think the one with Jack Holmes was, let's give him a chance. He started the last 5-6 games under Hanshaw at the end of the season, and maybe he saw enough there to give him another chance. But I agree with Mick. He was brought in preempt, you know, on a one game basis against us, and then didn't really come off. So from there onwards, he was sort of playing catch up, I guess is the best way to put it, and he hasn't really caught up. Having said that, though, I think we've raised his stock enough so that he can have a good career in the National League, maybe try and make a name for himself there and push up the leagues potentially. We'll see. So yeah, he was someone that I think we were all excited about, but because it was a kind of fairy tale-ish signing, but it didn't really pay off. As for JJ, I mean, his injury record speaks for itself. It's just abysmal in it, clearly. And unfortunately for the lad, I can't see his career. I can't see him playing a game for us again, really, unfortunately. Especially with these 4 lads that we've now brought in and they're playing up front.
Yeah. No, exactly. Aaron Harker says, under Evans' first time on Taylor, didn't we have a situation where we had a lone player sit in the stand because we had 2 men and match Dylan? Yeah, I think we did. I think Wednesday had it as well. I might be wrong. I think Sheffield Wednesday had 6 in their squad, and I was had 1 player sitting out as well. So, look, it happens. It may well be that does happen, and if it does, it's not ideal, but it's something that I'm sure we'll have to deal with. It feels unlikely.
It's probably banking on at least one lone players being injured at any one time.
That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Season.
Yeah, that is something that, that unfortunately does make sense for it. Anything else you want to talk about in terms of players and stuff Rotherham United related?
What do you see the squad shaping up as now? Do you reckon these new lads come straight in or eased in or what?
I think you can ease them in, can't you? Because of how good the Nombe and Gray have linked up, I think you can ease them in. Duncan Watmore, I think, is a really good example of being able to ease him in. I suppose the benefit of him kind of not coming in the first place is if he came in December, he'd have played every game. He would have had to play every single game. When he comes in now, he can kind of ease him in a little bit. And the young man, lad, he can be eased in. Whereas Harry Gray wasn't allowed to be eased in, was he? He had to be thrown in. And everything else come along. What do you think, mate?
Yeah, it's difficult to know, isn't it? I mean, the left back lad, the lad from Villa, he may come straight in. It depends how Reece James's ribs are, doesn't it? You know, he's been playing through a pain barrier. I think did he not have an injection before in his ribs before the Exeter game? I read that somewhere, or I don't know whether that's right or not. But you know, he could do with a rest. However, we have got a rest after this Cardiff game, so I can't see him changing it too much initially. But it gives him some options, certainly from the bench to start with, and then see how it pans out. You know, we're on Monday, so they've got 4 days of training. Arguably, some of them will have been training with us today, but potentially, I don't know.
I assume so, yeah.
One more might have been training for longer if we've been interested in since November.
Exactly. So it may well be that they slot straight in on Saturday. Who knows? We'll certainly see at least a couple of them, I would have thought, at some point during the game on Saturday, whether that's from the start. I suppose it depends how this week goes. But listen, I'm sure I said it, and many other people have said it as well. You know, if they're good enough, they're old enough. So let's see. And the rumours are about all these players that they're certainly good enough, without a doubt.
Yeah, that's what it seems.
Yeah,
Matt Miller gives us some quotes. There's a hell of a lot of players that I don't really like doing. I much prefer to just tweak. But Sam not leaving is massive for us. Yes, of course it is. Absolutely. One few notebooks as well. Good. Yeah. Leo Helder, good to Sheffield United. Good sign for them.
No, they were referring to that was the season where we had 6 loans.
It was, but also he has signed for Sheffield United as well.
Yeah, that's a hell of a signing.
But yeah, go on, Tom.
What?
I interrupt you, Tom.
No. That's what I was saying. I was saying that was the, that was the season. But I can't think of the 5. I don't know if anyone wants to do it, but yeah, Fosu, Hall, Morris. No, Morrison wasn't.
No, yeah, Hall was on loan, weren't he? What else
Kielder, Queener, whatever he's called.
Oh yeah, Keener. I forgot about him.
Keener.
Is he at Paphos? Is he the one that plays? He's playing at Paphos.
Yeah, he's played in the Champions League this season. Or Europa League. I can't remember which one. Played against Chelsea, I think.
He did. I remember that. I remember reading about that. Yeah.
I think just talking about actual football rather than what happened. I think Steve's got a point here. What happened 10 years ago? He can change it from the bench now. You know, and that's massive. That's been a huge problem for us. That whenever we made any substitutions, it made us weaker. It didn't even come close to making us even equal to what we had before we made the substitutions before. That's massive. That's huge for us. So yeah. But you're absolutely right. What you said earlier on, Matt. You know, we've still got to prove it on the pitch. It's all about what happens on the pitch. These signings are fantastic, absolutely fantastic. We've got to get those results. We've got to get those results. But I'm reasonably confident that we will, personally.
It's interesting as well, because you say strength from the bench, but if you look at that team, that bench that was against Exeter, and you think about Benson coming back into that, plus the 4 maybe that we signed today.
3 we've got at the moment, yeah.
Yeah, maybe 4 that we signed today. You can't even have every one of those on the bench. And, you know, Agbear, Douglas, Adebayoga, Holmes, Martha, who am I missing? Can and Yearwood. Did I say Yearwood?
Yeah.
No, I think so.
Anyway, but yeah, see, out of those 7, 5 of them are going to come up. Well, 6, because you're not going to take Can off. But of those 6, 5 of them could technically be replaced against Cardiff or one of the 11. So yeah, it's crazy. That's what I was saying before when you say who do you think we should sign? Honestly, if we don't sign, if it don't come through, I'd be gutted that we missed out on a player that clearly the club rates. But having said that, the depth that we have now is good. If we can keep players fit, it's excellent.
it absolutely is. Football nowadays, more than ever, is about substitutions. With the amount you're allowed, if you can make at least 3 good substitutions in the game, that puts you on the front foot. If you can somehow make 5 good substitutions, then you're probably going to win that game. Football's so much about your squad more than it's ever been, because of the substitutions that are allowed now. So yeah, I agree. Mark Gambles wants to know, how do you rate the centenary celebrations so far as posters in the car park being the latest edition? I really rate those posters in the car park, by the way. They're a bit small. I would like them to take a little bit more space. But I think in general they're really good. I've never not seen them. They've got the players of Legends of Rotherham United with their legacy number attached to it as well. So I thought it was really cool. I think it's really good. Other than that, there's not been too much, has there?
A bit underwhelming, really. But I'm not really sure what we were expecting. Whether we were expecting a major firework display and a free lunch for everybody, hosted by Queen or by King. I don't know. We've got centenary kits. We've got bits and pieces. Well, what else did we want? I'm not really sure, to be honest. I can't think of anything else, frankly. But then I'm not the arm man, am I? Just as well, really.
Yeah, there's lots of little things they could have done. If you're going to chuck ideas at these legacy numbers, it would have been nice every game, every home game this season, you can invite 4 players and kind of present them with something for their legacy number. If you want to be something like that, just I think we could have done a lot better to remember former players this year. I think that's where we've maybe missed out a little bit.
Yeah.
But again, there's lots of other things going on for the football club at the minute. So stadium's a little gold in the dark all season.
I like that.
That would be quite cool. Yeah. Also when the game's on, because there's just a yellow ball, so it's not ideal. But yeah. Paul says thought a game against the big club. They tried, didn't they? They did try. They came out in the summer and said they tried to do it. Changing your manager doesn't help plans for pre-season. The fact that we're kind of in turmoil almost wouldn't have helped that. Phil Hully says, where do you boys see us finishing this season, and is it too late for a playoff push? It's too late, isn't it, Tom? This 8 games has killed any realistic hope, really. If you win 2 of those games, it's 11 points or whatever it would be. It's a lot, but it's not massive. But 17 points it's just far too much, I think.
Yeah, but 12 games aside, we had games against Wigan and Bradford where we dropped 2 points. So, you're looking at 4 extra points. There are games this season, excluding that horrendous run, where it could have been so much better from us and how we were playing. That we could still have been within a shout. And again, it's how I say it. That's how crap the league is. Because, if you get those 4 extra points against Bradford, Wigan, I'm sure there's other games that are missing in there. The Reading game. There's loads of games that you come off the top of your head this season where you think if we would have, held out or wonder strikes didn't happen, then you could be looking at, we would still be within a playoff push, and that's including the 12-game losing run. So for me, it's extraordinary that we're in the position that we're in, because, as I keep saying, I still think we're so much better than this. And as Mick mentioned to it before, some naivety from Matt Hamshaw, injury issues, and some poor performances from the players have all affected that. So hopefully the second half of the season you can really push. And would everyone love a playoff push? Absolutely. But as I keep saying, every team in this league is crap, and you can beat anyone. But having said that, we are also crap on our day as well. So we can be very good, we can be okay, but more than often we've been crap this season. So let's not get too high up yet, because it can all come crashing back down. But yeah, if only is going to be the word for this season, I think, because if only there weren't as many injuries, if only we didn't go on a 8-game losing streak, if only we won some of these games here and there. But football's all about if onlys. So I'm with how the season's gone, so far disappointed, but if we finish the season strong, I'd be happy.
Yeah, I agree. It's all about kind of setting a foundation.
And it's all
with some of
positive
the
as
players
well.
they've got.
It's signing young players. It's trying to play attacking football. We don't always see it, but when we do, we see it really well. Yeah, if you can consistently do that, brilliant. And then go into next season with a style of football and a philosophy that you're sticking behind. People are talking about new investors coming in. That's phenomenal. Then it'd be great. Who knows?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, Freezing Fury says 85 points. If you win all 18 games, 85 points. That has been what you've needed to get into the playoffs. So it's just too far. But that's not a bad thing. It's not. We've needed stability at the football club. In fact, I'm sure I can get us to a position this season where it's a boring mid-table thing, and we can see the shoots of progress for the following season. And he starts learning from more of his mistakes. Then we can all get a bit more excited for next season, especially if these rumours of investment are true. We can get even more excited for what might come in the summer and what might come ahead from that. But there's a bucket load of ifs, maybes, and buts in there, isn't there? I mean, there's so much unknown at Rotherham United. There's been so much unknown for the last 18 months, hasn't there? Let's be right about it. As a club, we're ready for some answers and ready for kind of what's next. This season was about paying the debt of almost the last 3 seasons, the Matt Taylor season and the Steve Evans season. This was kind of paying the debt off, not financially, but in terms of how much effort, well, I suppose financially as well, but the effort that was put in behind the scenes by some of the football clubs, it was about paying off that debt and building something back up again. And hopefully we are on the way to building something up again. Well, the signing's cancelled. I mean, Birmingham have just announced a new signing just now, so the signings can still happen. But we're towards 20 minutes into the clock of eight. In fact, somehow kind of makes any sort of sense.
You need them chicken burgers, don't you?
Absolutely do. Yeah. Matt says, "Let go of playoffs. Did we ever have hold on them?" But bear in mind what I just said, Mick, about stability for this year. It's still a bit of a missed opportunity because this league is average, and you look at the teams that are up there, and I mean no disrespect to Steve Williams, because I've got a lot of time and a lot of respect for them. But this season was an opportunity for somebody to do something in this league, and Stevenage and Bradford are taking the opportunity with both hands and finding themselves in the top 6, and other teams up there as well. It's for all clubs like Rotherham United and others, Barnsley and a few other teams like us. It's probably a missed opportunity.
It is a missed opportunity, but purely and simply because of the quality of this league, which is just so bad. It's so bad that we find ourselves 5th, 4th bottom because some of our performances have been that bad. But it is a missed opportunity. Yeah, we have got enough in the squad. Had it all been fit, then we're having an entirely different conversation now. So we're at a stage where 50 points is this is the same every season for every single club, isn't it? Outside the Premier League, 50 points is the first target. Doesn't matter who you are, and we're not even close to that yet. So 50 points, and let's see what happens from there. But it's about performances now. It's about building on what we've got in terms of the quality that we've brought in, and some of the performances that we've put in for some of this season. I said it on the podcast on Sunday night. Saturday was the first 90-minute performance we've put in all season. We've put some really, really good halves of football, some outstanding 20 minutes worth of football in some games. But Saturday was the first time we put 90 minutes together. Continue putting 90 minutes together, and arguably, and I'm not saying this would happen, but arguably you shouldn't lose another game because the quality is just so poor. It is, isn't it? And the games that we've lost, we've given away ourselves. We've not given, with the exception of Cardiff away, but not even with the exception of Cardiff away. We've been the architects of our downfall in virtually every game, if not every game. And Cardiff away as well, because we offered them nothing and we didn't do anything to stop them. So if we can cut that out like we did on Saturday and like we did in the second half against Northampton, and like we did for periods of the against Wimbledon and others. If we can bring that all together, then we'll be fine. We'll be absolutely fine. I don't think playoffs are in the chat any longer.
No. Matt Miller's right, and we pointed this out last episode, or Thursday episode. He says not sure 50 points will be enough.
No,
this league's much more competitive in terms of points. People taking points off each other. So there's one thing to do first of all, and that's to obviously confirm that we're going to at least be in League One or higher. That's the first point to call that we need to make sure we do. Mark Gamble says Paul Douglas needs to put 10 bob in the fax machine. Yeah. Fax machine. I know this is a really off the topic. We drove past New York City this morning on the way to work, and I shouted a joke about telling somebody to fire up the fax machine. And my wife was in shock that football clubs still use fax machines. Is football the only industry that still uses fax machines? Is this a thing? I can't think of any other.
Are you joking?
Yeah. No. Who else uses fax machines?
Nobody.
I don't know.
Not even football clubs.
They do.
What?
Yeah, football clubs use fax machines.
Really?
What did you not know this?
I got no clue. I've got
this
no clue.
fax machine thing is not a joke. Well, it is a joke. But football clubs still use fax machines, yeah. How else would you get physical signatures from somebody who's 200 miles away? They don't. As far as I'm aware, they don't do e-signatures. It's fax machines.
You know this thing that you're talking to me through?
That
called the computer.
Look, don't shoot the messenger. Should we go?
Yeah. You can do this business on your computer nowadays with your finger and sign.
2 football clubs use fax machines.
Oh God.
Oh, that's devastating.
They don't.
Was it
don't really use them
such
anymore.
an idiot?
Yeah.
No. It says they've gradually phased them out.
Of course they have.
Oh,
that's the joke, is that we're still using them.
Do football clubs? Yeah.
They do. It says some do. It says some people. It says some clubs do still use them. I don't know how some would use them.
I'm so sorry about how optimistic you sounded about that. You sounded so excited and everything.
I did. I thought it was funny that there was one industry keeping another industry alive. The football club were keeping the fax machine industry going. It was sadly not the case, which is unfortunate.
I feel bad for embarrassing you now.
Not embarrassed. I'm devastated. I'm just disappointed. It's like learning that some things aren't real. I'm not saying more than that, just in case there's any listening. Yeah, that's a shame. Mick, there's something you didn't really get a chance to do on yesterday's episode. Would you like to talk about the referee? Because we kind of ran out of time, didn't we?
On Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about the referee on Saturday. He's had some real earache and grief from Exeter fans on social media, and also the Exeter commentary team as well were absolutely slitting the hell out of him. Bizarre, quite frankly. I thought he was arguably the most consistent referee we've had all season for both sides. I felt he didn't take any nonsense. I mean, let's be fair. For a League One club, Exeter are right up there, absolutely right up there with the what's the posh word for it that they use? Gamesmanship, is it? Yeah, cheating, basically. Cheating.
I thought you were going to say something really nice because it's like fan owned, and you're going to go like, "Oh, fairness to them." And
no. They were throwing themselves all over the place, and he didn't buy any of it.
It was pathetic.
He didn't buy any of it. Arguably the best refereeing performance I've seen all season. I thought it was really, really good. Really good. I
thought so. He didn't fall for anything. I thought I was really impressed with his kind of strength, I suppose.
Yeah. And I'm sure there'll be Exeter City fans, if any watching this, will be screaming and shouting, saying how garbage you were and how one-sided you were and everything else. But I genuinely thought it was fair to both sides. You know, when fouls were fouls, he gave them. When yellow cards were yellow cards, he gave them. And you know, I thought it was excellent. Really, really good.
I agree.
I do too.
It's not
I
often
think the issue is that there were so many, as you say, Mick, so many chances for where they fell over, and we're expecting a foul. That's why the fans get frustrated with a referee. But you were right. That number 7 was a good player. I thought he was a decent player, but pathetic in regards to how often he went down, how often he asked for a free kick. I was saying he could have been sent off. There was twice where he went down under no real challenge, and the referee waved play on. If the referee wanted to, could have booked him for simulation for both of those offences, and he sent off. So, there was a couple, you know. But you're right. I mean, I've never seen a team fall over as much as they have. I think they tried to do Gore immediately. I think there was
they targeted him something really bad.
There was 3 or 4 offences where they went in really hard on him, and inevitably got their man because, you know, he didn't even get booked the player who went through him, which I think was a fair challenge. I don't think he's gone in to do him, but I think he's gone in purposely hard on old Dan Gore, and let's just hope that the injury isn't as bad as it once was feared. But their lad going down, you see that get given 99 times out of 100 for our second goal, 100% every single time. If you run in towards your own goal and you fall over, you get a free kick no matter what happens. So for him to not give it and then us to get a goal from it, I think that in itself gives the referee a 10 out of 10.
The defender needs to go to the Joe Mattock school of winning fouls because he just didn't do enough to try and win that foul. And Joe Mattock will be very disappointed in. I think a really good, strong referee because I said this yesterday. A lot of referees would have taken the easy option, and he was strong enough not to take the easy option, and he deserves a lot of credit for that. Mark Gamble said, I think this is a proper throwback. Mark Gamble says, Matt, podcast history question. Whatever happened to the lad who thought pigeons don't exist? Now, I can only assume this was when we very, very, very first started doing this show. I mean, this is pre-COVID. This is 2019, 2020 pre-COVID. That was my brother. That was my brother, Danny. I'm almost certain it was my brother, Danny. Lovely lad. Lovely lad. Just such a good guy. But yeah, he has theories about things not being real, robotic chickens, McDonald's sale, and all these nonsense.
Erotic chickens or
robotic chickens. Yeah. We could do a full episode. It's good. He's a lovely kid. But that is a great shout, Mark, because that is a proper. Mark's been with us since the very start, clearly. That's a great question. Love it. Yeah. Adam Harcastle, what is the worst refereeing performance of the season so far? There's been a few, haven't there? We've had some pretty average performances from referees so far. Was Burton was the 2-2 at home, and I think Adams. It's going to take some beating. That 60 seconds where Joe Rafferty should have been. Dan Gore got hacked down, and then Joe Rafferty should have been sent off, and then we scored directly from it.
Yeah,
I think it's absolutely one of the worst moments in refereeing I've ever seen on the pitch for more than one incident at a time. Obviously, that's not count for Lee Peltier.
Oh my God!
I can't think of anybody in terms of an overall performance that was worse than... And that was Mr. Hare, wasn't it, if you remember? Mr. Neil Hare, who loved his hair. He did love it, yeah. Any others?
There's been a few, haven't there? But that one, that 60-second, 2-minute blast from in that Burton game was remarkable to see, weren't it? It was like an extended version of the Lee Peltier penalty against West Brom, weren't it? It was like the LP version of it, you know.
Yeah, it was absolutely. Rob Dixon wants to know Penguin or Jammy Dodger, or Jammy Wagon Wheel with his brew. What we reckoning?
Wagon wheel every time.
Wagon wheel every day of the week.
Just don't dip it.
Yeah.
You don't dip a wagon wheel, obviously.
Probably not. But then you could dip a penguin. Penguins aren't what they used to be. Caramel penguins.
Oh,
Ooh.
oh.
Are they got now? Weird. Is it Cheryl? Is it caramel in the middle of the penguin, or is it caramel flavored chocolate? Because that is
Why?
important.
You
Caramel
guys-
flavored
Oh,
chocolates.
Or is it caramel, a layer of caramel underneath the chocolate and then a penguin biscuit underneath? Even better.
Yeah. So what do you mean? What do you mean? Like a Mars bar?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, that kind of.
Okay.
Come on, Cheryl, spill beans. Tell us about it. I'm interested. My ears have pricked up because there's nothing happening in terms of any new signings here.
No, it's not. No. I need to know, Cheryl, if you can. In the middle. Ooh, I'll be honest with you. I've gone right off penguins. I may well be just back into penguin territory.
I've never seen two grown men as obsessed with chocolate as you two.
I'm not obsessed, but it's something to get excited about, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Maybe. Yeah.
Tom's a young single man living in London. He's got other things to get excited about. I'm a middle-aged bloke with 2 kids.
That makes me sound like this is legit what I go out in. I don't.
I didn't mean that. Just when you could go out. You know, if you wanted to tonight after we finished, Tom, you could just go pub. You could go find a mate and go to bar and get drunk. I can't do that. So I've got penguins. I've got caramel penguins to get excited about.
To instead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm with that. Right. Mark Gamble says, wasn't our first episode Paul Owen's first away match at Burton when he cried? No, our first episode would have been we beat Accrington 1-0. It was in the pre-COVID promotion season. So it's been we're on episode 563, I think, at the minute, by my best calculations. Might be a little bit more than that. So yeah, we've been going on a while. Aaron, what's your favourite Easter egg?
I don't personally have
Tom.
I don't.
Maybe we should move on from Tom.
I don't have favourite Easter egg chocolate bars.
Are you not really a chocolate man?
Not particularly. I can't.
Are you a psychopath? What's wrong with you?
Like, if someone has a chocolate bar and they're like, "Do you want one?" I'd say, "Yeah, absolutely." But I don't,
But Tom. That's the wrong answer straight away, isn't it?
What should I say? Can I have all of it?
Well, what kind is it, first of all?
Ah.
I need more detail. I need more information.
Why? Do you have certain ones that you don't like?
Biscuits, yeah. Oh, eggs, sorry.
What's your worst chocolate bar? If someone hands it to you, what's the one that you're immediately saying no to?
I think a chocolate bar with nuts in is a waste.
Yeah, if it's got fruit in it, that's just ridiculous.
No, see, raisins are chocolate raisins. I like chocolate raisins, but there's just a lot of sugar in chocolate raisins. That's the problem with that. So you get a bit too high, and then obviously you get a bit low. I'm not a fan of Nestle Easter eggs. I just think the chocolate's not great on Nestle ones. It's going to be a Mars or Dairy Milk egg. That's the good ones.
Right.
It matters, Tom.
Why are people putting Bounty in comments as being the worst?
Oh, you're going to upset me.
I'm not a fan of Bounty. I don't like Cocoa.
Bounty's a second only to Terry's chocolate orange eggs. As far
do you like those cakes with coconut on it? What's it called? Like a Lamington? What's it called?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh.
Paula's doing it as well. White chocolate's fantastic. Maybe it's me. Might be me.
Cold or room temperature?
What's this? What? Eggs?
White chocolate.
It depends. It depends how thick it is. You don't want a thick. Like a Yorkie bar, for example. Not so much chocolate. Imagine a cold Yorkie bar be too thick. But like an Easter egg is perfect cold in the fridge because it's thin and it breaks quite easily. It's quite fragile.
Yeah.
I'd say what they started doing, which I think is massively overrated. They've started putting chocolate inside the Easter eggs. Do you know, like they put mini eggs inside a giant egg in the chocolate? It's not. It's just a bit of a look at what we can do kind of thing. I don't think it adds anything to the quality of the chocolate.
Yeah. You know what I realized halfway through that.
Josephine's comment there. I'm not going to read that, Josephine.
Well, I mean, I've got a question for Mark. But I don't think you really need to read that one out either, do you? Other than, how do you know?
You know,
Anyway.
halfway through, if we didn't have football to talk about, I don't think we'd have nearly as many subscribers, would we?
No. Do you know some podcasts, like Under the Cosh, for example, started off as a semi-serious football podcast, and they branched off onto all sorts of nonsense. I don't think we could do that, really.
No. They can chat. They can chat about nothing and sort of get on with it.
Yeah.
Not us.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where we go from here.
We've gone up. The amount of people watching's gone up.
These people are crazy. I'm telling you now, these people are going to say, I love you all for it.
Yeah.
The deal sheet lasts 2 hours, as far as I'm aware. So a deal would have to be announced within the next 19
It doesn't have to be
minutes.
announced. It just
It
has
has
to be
announced, does it?
Yeah.
I don't want to make you sit here while 11 o'clock tonight. But it doesn't
We
have to be announced
be
or
here
11 o'clock tomorrow night.
You're right. We could be here until midnight. Just because it could be done and dusted by now, and the club have seen this and thought, let's make these boys suffer. You know?
Yeah.
No,
no, I don't know what we do from here, to be honest with you.
well,
What do you want to do?
We got 20
Wait
minutes.
till 9?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your
Stick
favourite
around
film?
while 9 o'clock, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go 9. We'll go 9.
What's the
if you watch-
worst? What's the worst and the best January transfer people can remember for us or in general?
The worst has got to be Liam Richardson's on it.
As in player, or just the whole window was atrocious?
Just the whole window. He wanted his business done early, really desperate. We're going to get his business done early. It's going to be really good. We're going to get everything done and dusted. And then literally 20 minutes after the deadline's passed, we signed one has-been, one average player, and one kid from Sheffield United who he never played anyway. I can't think of a much worse January transfer window.
Yeah, fair. And the best one?
This one's not looking too bad at the moment, is it?
No. Or player?
Matt Taylor's was up there. It made us significantly stronger. It got us over the line. I know we're kind of still paying it off with John Hugel, for example. But Carrick Foster was an excellent player. Keena was really good on his day as well. Yeah, I think that's going to be up there.
Yeah. Okay, fair. And players then? Is in like best.
What individual players?
Yeah, like best player to be signed in January, worst player to be signed in Jan.
I don't know. This January could have them. It depends what happens between now and then. It's under Steve Evans, James Tavernier. That was a January signing, a January loan signing. That's going to take some beating. Yeah, that's a January loan signing.
I thought that was a summer one. I forgot about that.
Richie Smallwood was also a January sign as well, or he might have signed just before when the loan window was open.
Was Matt Cox in January?
He absolutely was. Yeah. It was.
He didn't play much that season though, didn't he? The one that he signed.
No, I remember his debut. He came on against Leeds and absolutely flattened somebody within about 10 seconds of being on the pitch. Yeah, which were my favourite debut moments.
Yeah. We miss a player like him nowadays as well.
Yeah, somebody who's just weird but brilliant at it.
Yeah.
I think Frizzy's right. I think Matt Cooks was the only sign in that window. Obviously, we ended up getting relegated, so obviously we could have been doing with a little bit more.
Was that COVID or the year before COVID?
Year before COVID. It was like it was 2019 January.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dexter Blackstock, people mentioned it wasn't an August signing, but it was a free transfer after the August window closed. The dictionary definition of panic signing.
Yeah.
I can't think of any more January ones. They're not. Who did Warney sign? Did Will Grigg come in January? No.
He was summer.
Oh,
I was like,
Georgie Kelly.
Georgie Kelly, yeah.
Georgie Kelly was a January signing.
Yeah, the man who never has to pay for another pint in Rotherham ever again.
Correct. Yeah,
Again,
I can't think of any else.
No, I agree. I think the worst one was that Liam Richardson one.
Not his fault, by the way, I don't think.
Nah, resigned to fate by that point, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Adebayo does remind me of a dolphin, 100%.
He's just tall. It's his build more than anything. He's just tall and got that bit about him.
So I can't do the thing where I get someone's comment up. They've banned me from that.
Yeah, banned you.
Yeah, I agree. As soon as he, when you sort of look at his highlight reel, where he is in the box, he's actually like a bit of a finisher, like clinical nature to him. And yeah, he looks quick, tall. People were saying Semi Ajayi. I think it's more a dolphin because I think a dolphin he wasn't brilliant with his feet. He was he was more of a battering ram, wasn't he? To get from A to B so well and just put his body on the line. I hope. Well, if he's half the player a dolphin is, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah,
he's made not a bad start as well.
No, scoring the winner in your first game, and then coming on in the first half in your second one, getting a clean sheet.
John Hensby says Becchio was an exciting signing, but again in the classic Rotherham signing way, he got injured very quickly. But it was exciting. I signed something like Luciano Becchio is very, very exciting. Andrew Witham again, Wes Thomas again didn't only do it for 6 months, but was very exciting for that 6-month period. Yeah.
What was Adam? What was Adam Wingy? Sorry, that era. Was he? No,
it was mid-season. It was a short-term contract, but then didn't re-sign for us in January.
Ah, right. I see.
Yeah. Anything to add on this, Mick?
No.
What was it like before transfer windows? I know that sounds bad. I don't really remember. So there's always been a kind of transfer window while I've been around.
That's a really good question, and you might surprise you that I can't really remember. There was nothing significant about it. It just happened.
Yeah.
I don't even know whether it had to happen during the season as well, didn't it? It must have been just open all year round for anybody to go whenever they wanted to. But it wasn't the transfers in those days. In my memory, weren't sort of the big deals that they are now. But things have changed so much. Things have changed so much with social media and everything else. Everybody's got a say. In those days, none of us had a say. None of us knew what everybody else were thinking. I spoke about this the other day. A lot of people on here will be the same as me, that all we knew about the football game that we'd not been to see, if it were an away game and we'd not been, were 6:30 on a Saturday night standing outside paper shop waiting for Greening to arrive. Literally that. We'd all be queuing up at paper shop for Greening to arrive at 6:30, 7 o'clock to find out what had actually happened in a game. So transfers were, you might find out there were no football heaven. You might get 5 minutes after end at news, and if you weren't Sheffield Wednesday or Sheffield United, you hardly ever got it mentioned anyway. So it's a lot better now, obviously, because of things like this, because of the communication you've got available. So something like the transfer window just boosts it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So
it does. It also feeds into the football eating itself as well, doesn't it? As well.
I just want to put in. Speaking of Richie Smallwood, guess who he's joined?
I just seen. Yeah. The not so big man has signed him.
Yeah. Back to his roots.
I think somebody just messaged me. I'm just on Twitter. They signed 8 players this window. I don't know what's wrong.
Bristol Rovers.
Yeah, they needed it, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a surprise, is it?
No,
not a surprise at all. They needed it.
I was just scanning to see if anything else had come up on Twitter, but it hadn't. It was just another one of those stupid accounts, one of those burner accounts, repeating the same nonsense. So
they are. Huddersfield Milky Bar and Bounties are the best.
I'm with you, 100%. Absolutely, two top draw pieces of chocolate there.
Yeah. The Milky Bar Kid, the Milky Bar Kid as well. He's not a thing anymore either, is he?
No, there'll be some reason why he's not allowed to do it anymore. It'll be offensive to somebody or other. I don't know. Blonde people who wear glasses like
non-blonde
me.
people.
Non-blonde people. I don't know. People who like chocolate. People, whatever. He's not on anymore.
Yeah. Alex James, Michael Smith. January signing. Of course he was. He was brought in to replace Keith Moore.
God, you remember the act crying out, what are we doing signing somebody off a bloody Berry's bench? Can't even make Berry's first team. Yeah, it just shows you, doesn't it? That some of these players find homes and some don't. And Smith Smudge did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, he did, absolutely. Absolutely, he did.
Yes, John Hensby's told you about the olden days style transfer window. It ended end of March. That was it. Couldn't find anybody after the end of March. That now rings a bell, but only because John's just said it.
Yeah.
How have we been going 2 hours?
No, my missus is going to be fuming. I said I'd be done in half an hour.
Yeah, I did as well.
She's going to be absolutely raging. But that's fine.
But there's still nothing.
There's still nothing. And they've done that thing where they don't announce completion of kind of the window. They normally do that. No, just to end articles and things.
Yeah.
They'll kind of say this is, and that wraps up, or what has been a good window for the football club kind of thing. And we'll just read the Biancheri article. We're thrilled after an opportunity. No,
there's been nothing. It's well, I mean, Hamshaw said that they wanted one more. Paperwork was in for it. So I've not listened to the interview, but so people who have said it. So they're just waiting. They're just waiting for it to be done, aren't they? Waiting for it to be...
or something's happened.
Yeah, it's going to go one of two ways. They're just trying to push it as hard as they can to get it in.
Yeah. Yeah, look, it's better to get it right than get it wrong and do something wrong. That's, we had it in the past where things have kind of fallen through because of mistakes as well. So,
or
look, if the win... Go on.
Or as Adam said, they're waiting for this to finish. Yeah.
That's possible. What else are you going to watch on deadline day at Football Club with pizza? With your Domino's?
Sunderland versus Burnley, the most Championship Premier League game that there is.
Weird game to put on Monday night. I always think that Monday night, when they put Monday night football on, you've got to draw people in, and
especially on deadline day.
Yeah, I agree. Club's not tweeted any teasers. Yeah, the club have been straight down the barrel today, haven't they? There's been no messing around.
No, they did. That was yesterday.
Okay.
The agreement, the handshake. That was yesterday.
Okay. I don't know. It's been this 2 hours feels like it's been a working day.
Yeah, it's been a few days.
Yeah. I don't
There's
know.
nothing else really, is there? It is usually we do get. We had some tweets earlier on in the morning about one thing and another, but like you said, there's usually something to say that's it, we're enough, we're not doing any more or whatever. So I don't know what's.
That means it's not. Yeah, that means it's not done.
Yeah, because even if it's done, Paul Davis would normally tweet something saying it's done as well, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What will be your lineup then for Saturday?
Oh, if I remember, we've got a show to do Thursday.
Oh crap! Yeah.
We've got to talk about it again on Thursday, so I don't want to kind of run into Thursday's content, as the kids call it.
What you could do is just record it now, and then we can put it out Thursday and put his feet up watching time.
Yeah.
Have Thursday off.
Yeah,
we could do.
Something's happening.
Oh.
4. They've put the gif of that Rotherham fan at the weekend. You know, doing the 4.
Oh, that's brilliant. All right, that's pretty good. That's
really good. Here we go, Rotherham United fans.
Oh my God! You can tell how relieved we all are. Holy!
I like that.
Really
somebody's made himself famous. Good lad.
Yeah, good man. If you're watching this, good on you.
Yeah. 4 done. 4 players signed in the January
Well,
transfer window.
that means it's signed. It's just waiting to see who it is. Brilliant.
What more? Souza, Biacheri, question mark, question mark, question mark, with a tick next to it is what's on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
No, is it that bloke off Batman?
No. Who?
What?
I can't remember.
Doing the theme tune? Did you just accidentally do the theme tune?
It went accidentally. There might have been,
I thought...
Not Joker, other one.
Riddler.
That's so funny.
Tweeting him, innit?
I'm a fan of that, Toddy. I'm a fan of that. He heard us
Big
complaining. He heard us complaining.
I don't mind. Well, if you're going to make us wait 2 hours for a signing,
yeah, it better be big, permanent, record-breaking. No, I'm kidding.
you imagine, yeah, club record signing.
Yeah. Dan Gore. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. What's Penguin? Why are people mentioning Penguin?
Because of the bloody chocolate bar, I assume.
No, because of the question mark.
Oh, Riddler.
It's the Riddler.
Yeah, because it is. Yeah. We're there. We're all together. We're in it. We're in it together.
Sorry,
It's almost time to set your tie off as well. It's been this is the second deadline day of the year. This one's back in August or September. I don't even know when the next one finishes. They normally wait around 5 minutes after these things, so I would expect the signing at night, bang on the hour.
Yeah,
not to take the fun away. Ironic or not ironic that suddenly, as soon as the club put a teaser out, our numbers jump up by about 100 people watching on Twitter. So thank you, football club, for doing that. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, follow us. If you want to know what a penguin caramel tastes like, join us on Thursday, because I am going to find one and I'm going to eat it. That's what I can guarantee you. So even if these 4 signings turn out to be absolute dog meat, we're taking away caramel penguins from this show. I don't know what more you all want.
I don't think that's going to be the case, is it? I don't think that could possibly be the case given what we've got. But
don't know.
Why does Scott Kent think Vickers?
I know,
because he just signed a new contract at Derby.
He has, yeah, he has. But I wonder, it could be a loan. It could be a loan signing. He's not playing, is he?
I take Josh Vickers like any day of every week,
it's not
every
Josh,
month of every year.
It's a winger. It's not Josh. It's a winger who played for Barnsley, I think.
All right,
Messi. He did play. He did play for. So we're saying it's winger played Barnsley. It's not Matos, then, is it?
I don't know. Who knows?
We'll
find out in 2 minutes.
Rather stick to a gold bar. Gold bars are underrated as well. I agree with. I'm with Rob on that one.
You see, gold bars basically just Karamak with biscuits in, and Karamak was a very, very underrated chocolate, which I believe they've stopped making now. I believe
they have stopped making it, but caramel chocolate's made a huge comeback over the last year or so. Oh, yeah, it's everywhere. Caramel chocolate everywhere.
That's
Caelan Vickers.
I don't know who he is. I just immediately jumped to Josh Vickers, obviously.
He was on loan from Brighton to Barnsley.
Oh, Caelan Vickers played a hole twice.
Played a hole twice.
Yeah. 19 times. Oh no, he didn't. Why is transfer market lying to me? He played 19 times for Mansfield and has played 15 times for Barnsley. According to that. Although 10 hours ago, Football Insider said that he was going to Wigan. Brandon Cover. What is happening here? Who is he?
For an undisclosed fee, so it's a permanent.
Another 18-month contract, though. Thrilled to confirm Brandon Cover on an 18-month deal plus an option of an extra. That is confirmed in the article. A Jamaican international footballer. He has been on loan. He was been out on loan at Fleetwood throughout the year. A composed operator from a fullback who doesn't shy away from a tackle. He boasts solid versatility having been deployed in both the defence and midfield during his 2 spells. Everyone at United looks forward to seeing Brandy in action for the Millers and wishes him the best of luck. They annoyingly still haven't said that's business done.
Oh, shut up. They said 4. That was it.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it immediately after. With all the injury crisis, Tony heard that we needed cover and went out and signed him. Oh, thanks.
If he is a Jamaican international, that's another potential of a World Cup player coming for us. I have no Leicester City contacts that I can go and ask. Leicester City is a podcast we've never really played against, so I will find out what we can between now and Thursday.
That was the final act of the winter
Gotta be.
transfer window. I'm just saying.
Oh, who told you that?
My wife.
Does she work at club?
She's Rob. I can't tell you where my source is. I can't tell you where the source of my information is, but it's the Rotherham United website actually that she's
Cool.
stopped scanning for chocolate bars and Caramel Penguins and started scanning for any more business from Rotherham United.
Excellent news. So that means we can take his ties off and we can change the colour scheme back to red.
Finally.
There we go. Look at that. A little bit of red. Is your wife part of the investment group?
Well, if she is, what I need to know is why am I not getting as much chocolate?
Yeah,
Because if she's got enough money to invest in a football club, I need more cherries, chocolate, orange eggs.
Yeah.
And every time I buy some, or if my wife buys them, I eat them, and then that's it. We don't get more. So it's no is the answer.
Cool.
The short answer, the obvious answer, and the probably would have been just easier just to say that, frankly.
Permanent move. It went past 7, and a deal sheet was required. According to Paul Davis.
And he says that it's a wrap for today as well. He said, I think.
Right.
So
What?
he says, I think it's a wrap.
Moving on.
Well, it is for us. It's going to be. It's 9
It is
o'clock.
for us.
There's
2 hours.
200 people in here bored out of the trees.
Yeah.
200.
201.
1,200.
1,200.
Oh,
Yeah, there's
1,201, including
1,200 of us. We're done. Thank you, everybody, for being with us. We took it out. I want to say not thank you to the club. Thank you is not the right word for making me wait 2 hours. But anyway, they've done it. They've added a bit of tension to it as well. So thank you, everybody, for being with us. We will be back on Thursday when we've had a nap and I don't know. I'm tired now. Done. So thank you all. Make sure you've liked. Make sure you've subscribed. If you are watching on X, follow us, but also go to YouTube and like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Numbers, I can see numbers for that. They're sharp. They always do on days like today, which is why one of the reasons we do them, because we're getting more people involved. Wayne Hinch is saying #FreeTomAs. We're going to do that. We're going to let him go. He can go
no S.
fight his case in the public in a public forum.
It's the wrong man. There's no S at the end of my name. Tom Ayres is on a different court case.
That's what it is then. Thank you, Mick. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, literally everybody who's commented tonight and been with us. We will see everyone next time. Thank you for watching. As always, up the Millers.
Up the Millers.
Up the Millers.
Comes for more. 2 for Jensen, 2 for Rotherham. Shoots. Ravel. Ambitious, but brilliant. The sweetest feeling for Rotherham United. What's got round the back? And Richie Wood has done it.